victory, I know, crazy, over the Dolphins on Sunday. We will talk about it in just 1 second. Oh, all right, everyone. Welcome back to Browns Breakdowns, proud partners, Fanatical Elves Network, Fans First Sports Network, and of course, click it, Hemisphere Coffee Roasters. Right there, use that referral code. We get 15%. You will absolutely enjoy the coffee. So thank you to them. You'll love the coffee. Use that. We get 15% of what you pay. So, Browns get a victory. I know, pretty crazy. It was 31 to 3, right? Yeah, 31 to 6. Sorry, over the Dolphins. The Dolphins kind of suck. Really bad. Tua actually got benched for a little while there because he had 3 interceptions. So we'll talk about the stats just now, I guess. So first up, Tua Tagovailoa. I'm not good at saying his name. He was terrible. 12 for 23, 100 yards and 3 interceptions. I have a worry. Not a worry. I just don't think he's going to be playing a whole lot more in the NFL. Quinn Ewers came into the game, wasn't actually terrible. He was 5 for 8 and 53 yards. Rushing, of course, was quite good. A-Chain 13 for 82. So offensively pretty poor, but it was mostly Tua's fault for not being able to throw a pass to the correct player. But I actually messed up my power rankings. I opened NFL.com twice. So let's look at the receiving stats for the Dolphins. It's again not going to be anything special, simply because of the way. Did I just do that? Okay, sorry. But simply because of the way Tua played, there's almost no yards to go about. So nothing crazy. Dwayne Eskridge was their leader, 2 for 45. Malik Washington, 5 for 30, was their second leader. And then Tanner Connor, 1 for 28. Devon Achane, 3 for 16. Nick Westbrook Ikhini, 3 for 16. And Jalen Waddle, 1 for 15. Next up is defense. They had a sack from Tyrell Dodson. I think that was their. No, they had another sack from Jalen Phillips, but that was it. So the Dolphins played terribly. Let's just leave it at that. Next up is the Browns. Dylan Gabriel's wasn't great. Don't forget there was the weather problem. So don't take this game too seriously, because again there was that whole problem with the wind and the rain and just how hard it was going to be to play that, simply because of the way. Oh man, simply because of the way it affects the game. Sorry, I just couldn't convey my thought properly. Quinshawn Judkins, though. Quinshawn Judkins. He had an amazing game. He was 25 carries for 84 yards and 3 touchdowns. If you had him in fantasy, I bet you are very happy. I did not. I had the Browns defense in fantasy, though, which really helped off those 3 interceptions. I think we had a fumble as well. Let me make sure. Yeah, we had a forced fumble as well. So yeah, if you had the Browns defense, you were sitting pretty. But Quinshawn Judkins, 25 carries, 84 yards, 3 touchdowns, one of his best games, if not the best game this year and probably of his career at this moment. Harold Fannin was your leader. Again, not a whole lot of yards to go about, which is not a big deal because of the way the game was. He was 4 for 36. Jamari Thrash, 1 for 23. Malaki Corley, 2 for 17. Jerry Jeudy, 2 for 17. Jerome Ford, 2 for 10. And Dylan Sampson really didn't get anything. He was 1 for 9. Defensively, we had a lot going on. 1 sack from Myles Garrett, 1 sack from Grant Delpit, another from Donovan McMillan. You had an interception from Rayshawn Jenkins, another from Tyson Campbell, and finally one from Ronnie Hickman. Your rookies were pretty good. Mason Graham had 3 tackles. Carson Schweschinger is one of the best defensive rookies this year in terms of tackles, if not the best, I think. He has been amazing for you this year. So very all good from those two. Myles Garrett finally getting back to his sacks. And for team stats, it's pretty bad just in general, but Dolphins had 219 total yards. You had 206. 120 passing yards to 102 for the Browns. You had 104 rushing yards. They had 99. You were 3.9 yards per play. They were 3.8. Both teams were pretty terrible on third down. We were 4 for 11. The Dolphins were 1 for 13. Dolphins were also 2 for 4 on fourth down efficiency. They let up 4 sacks and had 4 punts. You only let up 2, but you also had 6 punts. Penalties as well. Penalties for the Dolphins was really bad this game. They were 11 for 103, while you were only 5 for 37. And of course, you were +4 in positive of the turnover ratio, 1 fumble and 3 interceptions for the Dolphins. So yeah, pretty bad game off the Dolphins. I mean, you needed to win this, obviously, simply because of how poor they were playing. So yeah, this was a very important game for the Browns, and they take the win. Probably good for confidence and for Dylan Gabriel's to get a win. Just all around helpful. So let's look at power rankings, and then I'll give you a few more thoughts I have for the game. Power rankings are a bit weird, but I mean, we haven't gone up very much. So this is CBS Sports. Number 1, by the way, is the Colts. They have the Chiefs at number 2, and I'm gonna cry because I really don't like that the Chiefs are number 2. It just makes me so angry because I hate the Chiefs. Next up is the Browns. Your Cleveland Browns are 28. Nothing special. We have which is about where I put them. Don't forget we have the Patriots next week, which will probably be unfun for our team. Next up is Bleacher Report. They have the Jets as the worst team. That's obvious. And your Cleveland Browns are rated at 27. So not actually terrible. I mean, that's pretty decent for how poor we've played in some of these games. And also, if you're curious, Bleacher Report has the Chiefs at number 3, God, dude, and the Colts at number 1. Next up is NFL.com. You have, who is this guy? Okay, I was just making sure. They actually have the Lions at number 1, the Colts at number 2, and the Chiefs at number 3. They have your Cleveland Browns at, let's see, where are they? 27. So not a shocking place for them. 27 seems to be about the average. Oh my God. And if I'm actually going to close USA Today, we're not going to use them because they have the Chiefs at number 1. So I'm just going to close the page and not even pretend like that is a good power ranking. Next up is Fox Sports, where they actually are intelligent and have the Chiefs not at number 1, and they have your Browns at 27. So yes, basically where they seem to be everywhere is about 27. Sorry, the Chiefs just aren't the number 1 team in the league. I have it going Colts, Lions, Buccaneers, Eagles, Chiefs. I have the Chiefs at the 5th best. And so I have your Browns at 29. I think they are, or no, not 29, 26. Sorry. I mean, the Jets are worse, Dolphins are worse, Saints are worse, Ravens are worse. I mean, there's a few more teams. So yeah, 29. I keep messing it up. 26 is where I have your Cleveland Browns. So not anything special. I mean, we weren't expecting anything special. At least I sure hope we weren't, because it just isn't realistic to have them any higher than that. They haven't been good this season. Now, of course, you did just have a good game, but you had it against a really poor Dolphins team. So yeah, I mean, 26 is probably the highest they should be placed, depending on where you look. So let's actually just do our ads really quickly, and then we will talk about the game a little bit more, some expectations, and anything else I have. So we'll be right back. And we're back. Browns breakdowns. So let's talk about the game here. First things first, Judkins. I think this is the obvious choice for the best player of the game. He was amazing. I'm very, very happy to see how Judkins is doing this year. I had my doubts. If you go back to one of the articles I wrote, I guess would be the right word. I actually had Judkins as a bad pick. I didn't like it because I thought there were better people we could have picked at that point. I was wrong, obviously. He has been amazing. I will live up to that. I was absolutely incorrect. I think in that moment there were better positions to pick, but now obviously it was a great choice. So Judkins has been amazing. But this was probably a shining game right now. 3 touchdowns. Now, I would have liked to see him get a little bit more yards, but he was more used in short down situations, closer. He had that big run where it just he has had some big runs. He's had a lot of good scores. He's just been very impressive, and this game was a testament to that. 3 touchdowns. He was really good, really impressive. I liked everything I saw out of him. I'm very, very excited, I guess, to see where he's going to go in the rest of the year. I think he could possibly even hit 1,000 yards, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't be too terribly surprised if he somehow cracked 1,000 yards, because he's just been that good. Let me look up his stats really quickly, just so we can see. Yeah, he's at 467 yards. 67. Anyway, yeah, he's been doing very well. That's almost 500 yards. I think he could hit it. I think realistically, in 6 games, he got 450 yards. Just a rougher estimate. That's 900 if he plays another 6. Yeah, I think he could hit 1,000 yards this year. And 10, 12 touchdowns. He's been amazing for a rookie. Is he going to win an award? Probably not. He's probably not going to win any sort of award. I think that'll go elsewhere. But, I mean, he's been amazing. So he's going to win the award in our hearts, right? Now, a lot of people are comparing him to Nick Chubb. I think that's the obvious. I am too. I think that's the obvious comparison. I wrote an article about it. He is very Nick Chubb-like. There are still some things in his game that aren't fully Nick Chubb, but I mean, it's Nick Chubb we're talking about here, one of the best running backs who was in the league. And so Nick Chubb had amazing ball carrier vision, amazing strength. Quinshawn has that kind of strength, or close to it. He has very good ball carrier vision as well. I think it's going to be, like I said, I think Judkins could be a top 7 running back in the league. I think he could even be top 5 now with what he's done. I think he could be amazing. Is he going to be the best? Maybe. I won't hold him. I won't say he won't be the best, because I obviously want him to be the best. Do I realistically think he's going to be the best in the league? Maybe. It's just kind of, it's hard to gauge. But is he going to be the next Nick Chubb is the question people seem to ask. I don't know. I hope so, but it's a hard thing to gauge simply because we've only seen 6 games out of him. I'd like to see how he handles an entire season worth of workload. So I'd like to see how he handles all of next year from start to finish. I'd like to see how he performs in the final few weeks of the year when he's a bit more tired and has had played a lot of these games. I'd like to see these kind of things that we can't see yet, obviously. But from what I've seen, he's got great vision, deceptive speed. I mean, he's blazing quick when he gets into the open field. And he's got really good strength as well for those 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, straight down the middle runs. So he's been very impressive. This was just another game in a multiple game series where you can point to him just being really good. And so I'm definitely excited to see where he goes. I don't know if he's going to be the best, but I think he's going to be pretty close up there in the next few years. Now, Fannin had an okay game. Actually, let's talk about Dylan Gabriel's first. Like I said, take everything that happened in this game somewhat with a grain of salt, not because I'm trying to excuse anything, but simply because the weather was atrocious. So you got to look at it as it wasn't optimal for passing. Dylan Gabriel's did somewhat decent for a scheme that obviously wasn't directed at passing. So this is just a game where you're like, okay, this wasn't meant for passing. There's no problems here. Let's just move on as if this was a normal game, right? He didn't throw any interceptions, didn't have any touchdowns, right? There was nothing special and nothing terrible. So looking at it, just treat it as, just kind of cut it out. It's not really helpful in any sort of judgment right now. He had some decent passes in the game, but yeah, I mean, looking at it, this is kind of not really anything to help us see how he's going to perform in the future and right now. So he didn't do poorly. He definitely still was okay, but for a game like this, you can't really expect much out of him, or really anyone. I really don't think any quarterback in the NFL would have had an amazing game in this weather. It was poor. Offense was obviously not directed for rushing the ball. So yeah, it's just It's no matters, so don't worry about it. Fannin, Fannin was quite decent. I mean, again, there wasn't a whole lot of yards to go around, but he was okay. I'd like to see Fannin more. I just like to see him play. He's got good speed, good physicality, good vision. He's all around pretty decent. Is he going to be stellar? Is he going to be that breakout guy to be a top 5, top 7 player in the NFL at tight end? Probably not. But is he going to be that solid 11th best tight end that you can just throw it to whenever you need 4 yards? Yeah, I think that's extremely important. I think the tight end position is one of the most important positions in the NFL because it's usually an easy, quick 2 or 3 yards, right? You put them on an out route. They just go out and then right to the sideline. You get 3 yards, right? It's nothing special. It's not flashy. It's not a wide receiver sprinting down the field, deep ball, 80-yard touchdown. No, it's just 3 yards, right? You're 2nd and 2, right? You're 2nd and 2. The defense loads the box. What do? You just put your tight end, boom, out, and you just pass the ball 4 yards, right? He goes out of bounds. That's the play. You get those 4 yards. You got to reset the downs, and now you can start playing with more wide offenses, deeper routes, quicker routes, more complicated more complicated plays. It's very important, and I think that's what Fannin is going to be used for. I don't know if he's going to be, and I think that's an underrated aspect is, can they get you 3 yards? Just a simple drag route, right? Just out and then all the way across the offensive line. You just throw it straight, picks up the ball. That's 3 yards. It's 3rd and 2, right? You can't really run the ball. It's 3rd and 2. Boom, there you go, first down. And so I think that's where Fannin is going to excel. I don't think he's going to be an amazing tight end like a Rob Gronkowski or a Travis Kelce or any of these stellar generational tight ends, but I think he'll be consistent. And in my mind, that's more important than having a generational tight end like that. If you can just rely on him, if you can know, if Gabriel's or Sanders or anyone can know, I have 3 free yards every time I throw the ball, that's really helpful. Because if a play breaks down, boom, 3 yards. Pressure is coming from the edge, boom, 3 yards. If you have that kind of player, I think that is extremely crucial for an offense, because then the defense starts pulling men to watch it. You get a beater route, boom, you have a touchdown. And so while I don't think Fannin is going to be that breakout superstar, I think he's going to be strong, consistent, helpful, and I think that's almost equally, if not more important than having that breakout player. And finally, the defense looked really good. I mean, the defense looked great. We weren't facing any sort of amazing offense, but I think coming off of what the defense has been doing these past few games, this is a good reset for them. I think this is a good reset game for the entire team. You win at home, right? You're at home, so you get to sleep in your own bed, right? That's an underrated aspect of football, is traveling, is sleeping in your own bed. I think that is something no one talks about enough. It's just how nice it is to probably come back from a game you just won and get into your own bed, because that just has to be amazing. You leave the stadium and you sleep in your own bed that night. And so, yeah, I think it's a home win, right? The players got to go back and sleep in their own beds. Great game from the defense, pretty good from the offense. You win, steadily win. It was a blowout, basically. I think what this is it's a reset game. It's a confidence builder, right? The team's like, okay, we had a few bad games. Let's put that behind us. Let's take this momentum we just gathered, this confidence that we brought back in this game, and let's go bring this against the Patriots and try and do something special. And so, yeah, all around, final thoughts, I guess, would be all around, this is a really good game. Judkins, obviously, stellar, amazing game. Dillon Gabriel's looked okay. Fannin, I think, had some good plays as well. Defense gets a good reset for a pretty versatile Patriots offense. Because don't forget, now you have to play the Patriots. And so it's a hard series, right? You've got the Patriots, and then you have your bye week, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, I believe you have your bye week. I might be wrong. No, I'm not wrong. Yeah, so you only have one more game. You have the Patriots game, and then you get your bye week. So yeah, I think this is a great reset. I bet the coaches are preaching. They're like, all right, we've won. Let's take this momentum. Let's take this confidence. Let's beat the Patriots, who are hot. Let's show the league why we're better than most people think. And then let's go into our bye week, beat the Jets, because you better, right? And so I think the coaches are like, all right, guys, let's just play this game. And you've got a bye week. You've got rest. Let's give it our all, and let's try and do something special against the Patriots. And that's hopefully what they're saying. But that's about all I have for you guys. I hope everyone enjoyed the podcast. I know I did. I will be back Saturday to obviously preview the Patriots game. If you're wondering what I'm going to do for the bye week, it's going to be absolutely nothing past the Thursday podcast that the Fanatic Elves do. So I'll do this Wednesday show. I'll do this Saturday show this week, the Wednesday show next week, and then there'll be no Saturday, no Wednesday show, and then obviously I'll bring it back for the Jets. So I hope everyone enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys in the next episode on Saturday. Peace.